Good morning. So it's 4:30 and I have surgery today. I have to be at the hospital by 6. So I got up early today because I want to have a shower because who knows when I'll get to have one next. My leg's going to be bandaged up, I'm sure. And mom duty's going to get lunch ready for my daughter. Mom duty's never end. So because I'm gonna have an air boot on, I decided to go with like wide leg pants. I made this mistake last time and I wore Lulu's and I couldn't get it over my leg. So easy outfit for today. So I got out of surgery and it took longer than they expected. I haven't seen my surgeons. I don't really know the extent of it, but they decided to keep me overnight, which wasn't necessarily the plan. It was supposed to be a day surgery, so I am spending in the hospital and I'm in excruciating pain. The pain meds aren't working, and which is very strange because I have a high pain tolerance. So this is unique. And I was a little bit triggered because they gave me pain meds and the nurse asked if it was feeling better and I said no. And I understand, I give them, I could see people do pain seek drugs, but she's like started questioning me, like, do you take pain pills at home? Are you sure? Like, are you sleepy? And it was really triggering to me because I'm the kind of person that like I won't take or I'll stop taking pain pills early, but like that's just who I am. I don't like to take stuff as soon as I can stop. I do. But it almost felt unsafe. She kept being like, so is it better? With like a little bit of attitude in it. Yeah, kind of just sucked. So I moved to a unit. I'm not sure how long I'll be here or the prognosis, but I have a rod in my leg. It sounds like they had to remove extra bone that was not alive, dead tissue. So I'll know more once the surgeon comes and keep you updated. So an update, I am finally getting my pain somewhat under control. It's 8 o'clock here and I had my surgery at 7:40 this morning. I was done at noon, so it has been a long day. I have a really high pain tolerance and normally pain doesn't really affect me, and like this was like an 11 out of 10 excruciating pain, unlike something I've ever felt. So the tibia is where I had my really bad break. That's the big bone, the weight-bearing bone. And so my surgeon, who is literally amazing, like savior, I cannot speak like so highly of him. He is so kind. I have to stop for a minute to say this. So kind, so patient, straightforward, tells me like it is, but like cares. And I'm so grateful for him. So he went into my tibia because there was that bone infection from it sitting in there for 10 months, and he went to check the bone and he took some samples, sent them away. We haven't got the results fully yet, but from what they could see from The initial test, it looked like no infection, so that is like a really great news. He had to remove old like tissue that wasn't healing. So what was happening, instead of it growing as bone, it was growing as like a cartilage tissue. So he removed all of that cartilage, anything dead. They had put in a bone graft on that initial surgery, and he removed all of that. So he said there's about a half an inch gap of where I have no bone. The next thing he had to do is go over to the fibula, and he had to cut it. So literally break it. And that is where I've been having so much of my pain. It is literally outrageous. And the reason that he's doing that is because at this point, because I've been walking with that as my weight bearing bone for so long, it is the weight bearing bone, but it's too small. So he cut that to trigger healing in both of them, and so that my tibia can become the weight bearing bone again as it's supposed to. The next thing he did was put a rod, a 13, I don't know exactly what the calibration is, but a 13, I guess the biggest you can go is a 17, I think he said, and the smallest is a 9. I think it's like thickness. So he put a 13 diameter into my tibia, and secured it, and a couple, so didn't want to open up my big huge incision because he didn't think it was closed. It's had so much trauma from the past 3 surgeries. So he cut little tiny, and I will show later on once I can, it's all bandaged up right now, but little tiny incisions so that it will heal, and hopefully be back. He is very optimistic on the prognosis. He came in here smiling and thinking that it's going to go well, which is like, I think, the best news that I've ever heard. It literally is like all I can ask for. And after 2 years almost of having a broken leg, it is like, oh my God, I just feel so grateful that this might be the end of this journey. So he said because he cut that fibula, it's going to be tender, which I can obviously feel. So he said he's not going to have me do any walking until about 2 weeks, and then go from there. So I'm going to share my journey with you guys along the way, about how this walking and everything goes.